All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me tonight on this Tuesday evening, Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. Before we get started here tonight, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it has gone out on the YouTube side of things. And let me check out the back end of YouTube as well, and make sure that we're rolling smoothly, and we are. And as I just mentioned a second ago, we are also simulcasting live on Facebook. And let me make sure that that is rolling well as well. Well as well. Yes, we're rolling smoothly. All right, and before we get any further, let me just once again pay special props to this channel's sponsor. That's none other than the great Troy Brewer, who is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. If you'd like to find out more information about the Discover Community Network, please go below the description on the YouTube side of things, about a third of the way down, and check out the links. That's the way we're promoting the sponsorship for right now until Troy and I find a better way via video or some other way. We're trying to streamline the beginning of these shows to get right to the meat and potatoes. So while we continue to work on that behind the scenes, that's how we're going to do it. So check out Discover Community Network below in the description of the YouTube side of things. If you're on Facebook, just, search for Discover Community Network. There are a bunch of Facebook business pages, formerly known as fan pages, out there, and you'll find out how to connect with Troy out there. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. Lots is already happening in the chat. I kind of addressed some of it in the chat before the show started. I apologize for the late start. Obviously, some things have transpired, and we're going to get to that. I'm going to share my thoughts regarding that in just a little bit. But I'm going to start off with the second part of the topic tonight. So if you folks are waiting for a specific part of this show that you assume I'm going to be talking about, which I'll be talking about it, it's going to be a little bit before I get to that. So stick around, because even this part's going to be very valuable for you folks. The title of tonight's stream is Writing the Line of Morality. Is it worth it? Plus, YouTube removes dislikes. One more time. Writing the line of morality. Is it worth it? Plus, YouTube removes dislikes. GLM, you're going to have to come in on the sock account. I wasn't the one that banned you, actually. I can't unban anybody. After the chat ends, there's a glitch on my channel. So please come in on one of your other accounts. Make us aware that that is you. And do not ban GLM when she comes in on her sock account. GLM, that was not me that banned you earlier. And that was on the live stream. I understand that you come in peace. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'm not here to play games. So I appreciate your Hangouts message. Thank you so much for that. Please let GLM chat in the chat on one of our backup accounts. Like I said, I've been having issues with Google and YouTube. They're still working on the issue on my channel. As I've been mentioning almost every day now, I had this issue on my channel about a year plus or so ago, and it took a few weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks, to get it resolved. So hopefully within the next week or so, I'll be able to start unblocking certain people from this channel that are blocked. So moderators, can you please acknowledge in the chat that you will let GLM chat on her sock account? She just wants to have a little fun. Let her have a little fun. It's not a big deal. She's no harm. Can you mods please acknowledge that in the chat? So the first part of this show tonight, we're going to be discussing very briefly a recent update that YouTube's going to be testing out. Some of you may have heard of this. It was just released today on Twitter, and a bunch of other creators did some videos on it. And I figured I would share this because this does pertain to me and many other people that get a lot of dislikes on their videos. from groups that are known as dislike mobs. They're called dislike mobs, and certainly there are a few of them that come at my channel every day. That's why you see more dislikes than likes. That's why I say, folks, if you truly, value this content here and you're here in support, please don't forget to click the like button, share it out, make sure you're subscribed, and you bang the bell, select the notifications. That way you'll know every time I go live or put out a pre-recorded video. So let's just go and see what YouTube said. I'm going to go over to the browser source, and I have a page from the Google Help area of YouTube. Is that you, GLM? Gargamel? Gargamel. Gargamel. Are you like the Smurf? Cool. Gargamel is GLM, right? That's you, right? GLM? Anyway, that's pretty funny. That's hilarious. So let's just read this section of what YouTube is doing to test something involving dislikes. On the screen, you will see the title, Testing New Designs for the Like and Dislike Buttons. We'll be experimenting with a small group of users a few potential designs for the like and dislike buttons that appear below YouTube videos. Viewer feedback has always been and will continue to be an important part of YouTube. Absolutely. That's your business. That's how you make your bread and butter. And that's how creators share revenue, especially creators like myself that are monetized, or only creators that are monetized, such as myself. I'm a monetized channel. But we've heard from creators that the public dislike counts can impact their well-being. Abso-freaking-lutely. Every creator that I've seen do a video on this today is totally against this, right? But it's coming from channels that have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of subscribers that get a lot of dislikes, but they get so many more likes it doesn't affect them. But for channels that are starting out, newer channels like mine, that get maybe 10, 20, or 30 dislikes, and then 50 or 60 or 70 or 100. Sorry, did I say dislikes? Sorry. For channels like mine that get 10 or 20 or 30 likes, and maybe, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or 100 dislikes, there we go. It really affects our channel. It is engagement, but when people, find your video and then they see there are a bunch of dislikes, they're less prone to view the content because they assume that content is horrible, when in essence it may not be horrible. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not, right? And it's a bunch of dislike mobs that don't like you and are just attacking your channel, right? So I'm all for this. Let's continue. And may motivate a targeted campaign of dislikes on a creator's video. Boy, sounds like a few groups out here on YouTube that I know. And may motivate a targeted campaign of dislikes on a creator's video. So we're testing designs that don't include the visible like or dislike count in an effort to balance improving the creator experience. Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. Thank you, Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube. While still making sure viewer feedback is accounted for and shared with the creator. Frickin' They've been talking about this for years, and they're finally doing it. This platform continues to improve, in my opinion. And as you can see right there, that's what it's supposed to look like. You see it says 978 likes, and then the dislike button is there, but the number's not showing. There's a share button, the download button if you have YouTube Premium, and the save button, right? One of the potential designs for the dislike button that doesn't include a visible dislike count, there you see it right there. Creators, you'll still be able to see the exact number of likes and dislikes in YouTube Studio. So on the back end of YouTube, where you have all your data and where you create your streams and do all that type of stuff, right? The behind the scenes stuff, right? You're going to be able to see there where all of your videos are listed. It's on the content tab. which used to be called Video Manager, but now it's called the Content tab, because it includes live streams, it includes pre-recorded videos, and it includes your community postings if you have over 1,000 subscribers and have the community tab like I do. For viewers, if you're in the experiment, you can still like or dislike a video to share feedback with creators and help tune the recommendations you see on YouTube. Absolutely. It plays a huge part on what you get recommended. We know you may have some questions about how this is going to work, so here's some more info. Let me check out the chat real quick. Okay, I think we're still good. All right. Frequently asked questions. Question, if I'm in this experiment, can I opt out? Currently, there's no way to opt out of this experiment. If you have feedback about the new designs, you can share your thoughts in the replies on this post or through the steps here. We're not going to click on that. It's pretty obvious. You can go well, if you folks want to check this out, what I will do is I will add this link at the end of me reading this in the description section of the YouTube side of things. We'll be monitoring feedback closely to help us determine if, when, and how to release designs like this more broadly. Okay, sounds good. Are you removing the dislike button? No, we're just experimenting with a few designs that don't show the dislike counts. I think they should remove it altogether like most other platforms have, because the dislike button encourages mob groups to attack your channel. Bottom line. I mean, people are either going to like the video or they're not going to like it. If they like it, they click the like. If they don't, they just move on. I think, in my opinion, the dislike button is absolutely pointless. Now, when Facebook first removed the dislike button many years ago, I didn't like that. But I've gotten used to it, and I love it because it encourages more positive engagement, right? Nothing wrong with getting negative feedback as long as it's valid negative feedback. But there are people out here that deliberately stir the pot to get a reaction from you and create content off of you. And that's what I feel YouTube is trying to correct here, okay? We'll be keeping a close eye on the feedback from these experiments to determine what decisions we may want to make in the future. Excellent. So far, so good. Let us know if you have any questions or comments in the replies below. We'll be monitoring all of your feedback closely as we start to test these new designs. Jensen Team YouTube, 63 replies. Many people don't like it. There is no point in removing a dislike counter if creator cannot handle criticism. He or she should not present any to society at all. You see, it's not about handling criticism. We can handle criticism, but it's about trolling. Trolling is not criticism. Trolling is piss poor behavior to try to get a reaction out of you and then create content on you on different channels. So it's not about that. Some people just don't get it, right? This is good. You all should have implemented this a long time ago. I agree. And I'm not going to read any more of the comments there, but what I will do, I'm going to go back to full screen now. I'm going to go in the YouTube chat and share the link, which is right there. And then I'm going to put it a third of the way down under the source section in the YouTube description. That's been updated. And I'm going to share that link over on Facebook. Hey, Johnny on Facebook, how you doing? 2 people on Facebook tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Exactly, Coach. You're right, says Cameron. Yeah, there is a difference between constructive criticism and trolling. Trolling is pointless. Trolling is basically done by, a bunch of grown adults, typically in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, that are insecure, immature, mentally and or emotionally unstable, and they come out here to project their insecurities, to stir the pot, to try to kick you down in ways where they can try to make themselves feel better, right? So I am completely agreeing with this on YouTube. I think they should remove the dislike button altogether, but this is a good start. They keep making great changes to this platform each and every year, and I'm happy for it. I'm very proud to be a part of this platform. And it's not that difficult to follow the rules. All my videos are monetized. I create, decent content that makes sense. And I'm not a drama channel. Sure, do I respond to some drama stuff every now and then? Sure, but I do it, with a lesson learned, and I do it respectfully, professionally, and maturely. And that's how we're handling things over here in my neck of the woods on the Agrippa Life channel from here on out. That's the way we're going to do it, right? Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let me get to the other part of this stream, and I will be answering questions in the chat. If you've already asked questions, I'm not going to be scrolling back in the chat. I'm going to be looking at the bottom of the chat, so you may have to re-ask questions. My chats have been a little bit out of control lately. It's not a bad thing. There's just so much going on, and if I were to backtrack, we would never get done. So we're going to talk about writing the line of morality. Is it worth it? Writing the line of morality, is it worth it? Okay. Now, before I get deeply into that, I'm going to talk about something else that happened tonight. Everyone's waiting for it. I'm not going to keep you waiting that much longer. But while I talk about that, if you can in the chat, let me know, what are your thoughts about writing the line of morality? Is it worth it? What does it mean to you? Tell me what it means to you, and how do you feel some other people handle it, properly or improperly? So let me know what your thoughts are regarding that. Mike, who are you hoping becomes moderator again soon? Are you talking about GLM? I mean, I'll moderate people when it's, the right thing to do. I run a real channel here. I'm not a drama channel. I'm here to uplift people. I'm here to, connect people with other great people, so that way they can accomplish whatever it is that their hearts desire. That's what I do. That's what I do. So anyway, again, I apologize for the late start tonight. Some unexpected things happened. After I came back from my walking stream, I had some dinner, and I was just relaxing, and I wasn't even going to go live. And, I got some more energy, and I'm like, okay, let me go live. And I hadn't watched any other YouTube streams. I wasn't looking at, I'm sure JB Gunner's done some stuff, but I haven't even seen it, and I could care less. And I didn't look to see if Like in Theory Jamie did anything on one of his channels. I found out that he has, and that's okay. We'll get to that in a second. And right before I went live, there were a bunch of people coming in my chat telling me that the lady that was a part of my channel here, that I was helping, that I've been helping for the last several days or the last week, was over on the Like in Theory channel sharing her story. And I was like, okay, is that Janet? Okay, they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, we had scheduled to do an interview on my channel tomorrow. We talked by phone today for an hour, yesterday for about an hour and a half. And I've been helping Janet with some things that she was going through regarding another creator named JB Gunner. And some major things have been happening, and they were coming at her, and some shady things happened, and I wanted to support her and, let her know everything's going to be okay. They were trying to run her off the platform, and she was thinking about deleting her YouTube channel and moving along to other things. And I told her that's unnecessary. I've got your back, and I've got some great people here that have your back. Moteague, thank you for the $2 super sticker, bro. Thank you, Moteague. How you doing tonight, man? Welcome to the show. So Um, I decided to push back my show because, there were people in the chat that, were asking me, how are you going to handle this? Because, you removed American Dream. I mean, in essence, people were testing to see if I'm going to be congruent with my rules and the way I want things done with everyone. But before I could do that, I needed to find out what happened. So, I pushed the show back like, 45 minutes or so, almost 45 minutes later than the original start time. And I was seeking through an impromptu Lycan Theory show where Janet went on there and decided to do the interview. I didn't hear the whole thing. I was skimming through it. But apparently what it appeared like she was doing was the interview she was going to do on my channel here tomorrow. So, I sat there and I'm like, okay, hey, Janet made her choice. She knows about the Lycan Theory group of people. She knows about the JB Gunner group of people. She knew she had an interview scheduled here, tomorrow, and she decided to go and do that interview tonight. And she didn't even give me a courtesy notice that she's going to do the interview there instead of over here. So, because I didn't receive that, courtesy notice, I took it as, hey, she's decided to, move on and go and join the Lycan Theory, Lycan Legion group. And that's that. So with that being said, I wish you the best, Janet. You made your choice and I want to respect that. I want to honor your wishes. I also would like to thank you for all of your donations and thank you for all of your support. I hope that this situation with JB Gunner is resolved. I hope I did enough for you to, give you a little more strength and understanding on how this YouTube game works and that you are successful in all of your future endeavors. Additionally, as I've mentioned all week, that if people decide to go to the Lycan Theory side of things or JB Gunner side of things, I cannot be involved with those groups for many various reasons. They're drama groups. Because of that, unfortunately, you're no longer welcome here. But hey, I wish you the best of luck. And again, I want to handle this respectfully, professionally, and maturely. And hopefully, you will handle it the same way. There's no need to reach out to me anymore. I'm going to make this also very clear here. No, it's okay, Arnie. Hey, Arnie. Arnie says, I think Janet showed support for you, but the echo chamber drew her in. Arnie, here's the thing. Let me talk about that. Okay. If we're going to be real here and handle this professionally and maturely and respectfully, right? Which is the way I've decided to do things here from here on out. Okay. If we look at it, from the outside in, Jamie did this with American Dream. He did this with Janet. He'll probably try to do it again with another big supporter, right? He's going to keep on doing it, right? Which shows me that without me, Jamie is irrelevant, right? That's just the truth, right? But here's the thing. I'm not even blaming Jamie or anyone else from the Lycan Theory side. It was Janet's decision to go on that platform. Everyone has a choice in life where they want to go and where they don't want to go. And I don't want to be the person to try to force you to go where you want to go, right? Or to tell you where to go and not go, right? Now, I can have my boundaries and say, look, these two groups that I've been dealing with for the last several years are drama groups, and they are not the typical type of people I want to associate with because my message is not for them. So if you choose to associate with them, I'm going to wish you the best, but I'm not going to welcome you here anymore because it creates a conflict of interest. And I'm no longer going to be dealing with conflicts of interest. So quite frankly, guys and gals, here's the truth of the matter. Janet made a choice to go over there. I'm respecting that choice. At the same time, I'm going to be congruent to my rules and boundaries that I've set here on my channel with everyone. Same thing with American Dream, same thing with Janet, and same thing with any future supporters that come here, support me, and, they're going to reach out to everyone because that's what they do, right? That's what they do. And hey, if they continue doing that and other people decide to go over there, it's their choice, right? I mean, if somebody really wants to support a creator and understands that there are other people out there that are going to try to play games, if they can't figure that out on their own and make their own choice of where to go and where not to go and who to support and not support, again, it's their choice. It's absolutely their choice. And that's that. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it. So I hope that answers your questions, guys and gals. I hope that, you folks understand what I'm saying. And, that's as far as it goes. We don't need to talk about it anymore. It is what it is, right? Let me see here. Let me scroll through the chat here. Coach, please tell me you remember Bell. Hey, Cicely, of course I remember Bell Bib DeVoe, and I've done Bell Bib DeVoe on some past streams, dude. I'm not here to talk about Bell Bib DeVoe. And I'm letting you folks know that I'm not going to be answering certain questions, but put two and two together. And when I say my words are congruent and I handle everyone in this situation the same way, just know I've handled this situation in the same way I've handled other similar situations. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. You folks are smart enough to figure that out. Okay, well, then I'm going to have to remove one of those channels. Thank you for making me aware of that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Talk Soup. Motique says she seems sweet. Pity. Yeah, it's a shame, dude. But listen, Mo, I mean, you don't want anyone telling you where to go or what to do and what you can and can't do, right? So you have to honor that and respect that, dude. That's just the way it goes sometimes, Mutt Crazy World says, hey, Eli and everyone, sorry I'm late, was sleeping. Mutt, you don't owe me any explanation at all, girl. Come and go as you wish. Mutt, I apologize I missed your stream earlier. I'm going to catch the replay later tonight. It's just been one of those nights. I was just relaxing a little bit. And some other things came up non-YouTube related, and then I had to eat dinner, and it's just one of those, it's been one of those days. And then I decided to go live before I even knew what was going on. Like when I went live, I created this topic because of how I felt after my stream earlier, and I'm going to talk more about writing the line of morality when I get back from my first and only break tonight. It isn't going to be too terribly long of a show tonight, but we're going to talk about writing the line of morality. Is it worth it? Because that means a lot to me. Like, morals, values, and ethics mean a lot to me. And it just seems like nowadays people don't have morals, values, and ethics, right? And it's sad. They're being thrown out the window. But we'll share more about that in just a little bit. Muttnuts Crazy World says, hey, Mo, and I am good. Cool, Mutt. Motique says, your house, your rules. Well, yeah, Mo, and here's the thing, bro. When it sounds like your house, your rules, and I know you're being nice, I respect you, bro. And thank you again for your $2 super chat or super sticker earlier. But Mo, it's not that I'm not a controlling type of guy. I'm not the type of guy that really wants to have any rules. But it all stems back to one thing like we were talking about earlier when I was showing you what YouTube is now going to be doing to test a new way to handle dislikes, right? It's not about constructive criticism. I'm open to that. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm open to constructive criticism. What's a waste of my time and other creators' time is trolling. When people are trolling, right? When people troll just to try to get a reaction from you, especially people from another channel or other channels that run drama shows, and they send people, or they themselves come here to try to troll you and trigger you to get a response, to create content off of you. Those are the types of things that force you as a good YouTuber to create rules. So, that's why I have some rules. Quite honestly, I don't want to have any rules. I don't like rules myself. Who really likes rules, right? Right? Mutt Nuts Crazy World, she was on my panel. Wow, can't believe this. I go to sleep to find out she is flipped. Well, Mutt, I don't know if I'd go as far and say she flipped. Whether she did or not, that's on her. It's her decision to go wherever she wants to go. And I don't even think she realized what was happening when she was going over there. Yeah, even though I explained it many times to her privately, and I explained it also many times on my streams. And plus, how the other side is. They're very persuasive, and Jamie likes to come after every one of my top supporters. That's just what he does, right? So I can't stop him from doing that, Mutt, and I also can't stop the person they're going after to go over there, right? It's Mutt, you got to understand. It was her choice to go over there. It was her choice to do the interview there instead of my channel, even though we had it planned for tomorrow night. I really wish she would have given me a courtesy warning and say, hey, Eli, I want to get this off my chest tonight. If you can't do it, I'm going to go on Jamie's channel, right? I really wish she would have been professional about it and given me, a courtesy, warning on it. But then again, she doesn't owe me anything. Nobody owes you anything, right? But at the same time, if that's, how somebody's going to choose to handle things, then I have to handle things, the way I handle them here, professionally, respectfully, and maturely. I want people here on this channel that really like the message and really want to be uplifted, and they want to have a good time, but they also want to be uplifted, and they want to learn new things, right? They want to better themselves, right? And they're not into endless amounts of nonsensical drama, which is what you get on the other side of things, whether it be JD Gunner, Like in Theory, or any one of these other drama channels. Again, Mutt, if they choose to go there, right, it's their choice, right? Motique says true. Arnie says, I wouldn't call them persuasive. I'd call them demanding. Well, hey, Arnie, that's your opinion, and I respect that, dude. I honestly respect that, right? I mean, look, some people out here on YouTube and even in the real world are very persuasive and very demanding, and they use a technique that I used to call the hard sell, right? And that's how things used to be back in the 70s and the 80s and maybe early 90s. You would go to a store or to a used car lot or to a new car lot, and they would try to hard sell you, the car or any product, right? Okay, nowadays, that doesn't work anymore. Yes, it may work in the short term, but in the long run, when you hard sell somebody something, they typically will end up returning it. It was an impulse buy. Or in the case of YouTubers doing this, they might get one or two interviews from this person and then they won't come back, right? But my technique, something I learned back in my days of retail and retail management, it's a technique called consultative selling, meaning that, you educate the customer on the product, right? You share with them the features and benefits, and you share with them the value, and you allow them to make an informed decision, right? On their own with no pressure, right? And if you allow a customer to make an informed decision based on you educating them on whatever, they're looking to buy, and they buy that product, it's less likely to be returned. And at the same time, they're more prone to come back to you for repeat business because you didn't take advantage of them. You didn't push them. You were just there to explain to them, the features and benefits and allow them to make an informed decision, right? So, that is that. Now, before I step away and take my first break and come back and discuss writing the line of morality, is it worth it? And I'll be sharing some examples from my stream earlier today because it's the best example to use, especially when it creates a conflict of interest. Like that's another thing, folks, that you have to understand that sometimes, you have a conflict of interest between two different people that you care about, but whichever way you go, you're gonna hurt or screw over the other side. It kind of puts you between a rock and a hard place. And I'm going to share with you folks, in my opinion, what the right way is to handle situations like those when I get back from the break. But in the meantime, I want to make this very clear here, as professionally, respectfully, and maturely as possible, that here's the deal. If you folks want to be here on this channel and you want to participate here legitimately in the conversations, we have a lot of great things coming here, folks. So there are a lot of great interviews coming, a lot of great collaborations, a lot of great content coming, and people are going to want to have the opportunity to chat in my chat. If you want to have the opportunity to chat in my chat and you value this content, you're going to have to make a choice, like I said, between the Lycan Theory, JB Gunner side, or my side, right? I'm not trying to tell you folks where to go or what you can and can't do. But the bottom line is this, the Lycan Theory side of things and the JB Gunner side of things, they are a conflict of interest for me. They are. It's a conflict of interest because it's two totally different types of content, right? And their type of content is something that is not good for my audience that truly wants to be here. And I don't want to distort my content by having people that are going to go back and forth. I want people to be here because they want to be uplifted and they want to be in a positive environment, right? So again, like I've mentioned all week, I'll mention it again. If I see anybody in this chat, hey, it's one thing if you go and watch their streams out of curiosity, but if I see you chatting in their chat even one time, and I'll verify the account, with my plugin, right? Okay, then you will not be welcome back to my channel. It's just the way it is. And if that upsets you, if that offends you, if you think that's unfair, hey, you know what? It is what it is. I wish you the best. Again, it's like, writing the line of morality. Is it worth it, right? It's almost like writing the fence. Some people want to play both sides of the fence. And if you're somebody that wants to play both sides of the fence between a negative group of people and a positive group of people, it doesn't make sense to have over here on my end. So respectfully, if you want to participate on the other side of things, that's fine. I wish you the best. Might as well just remove yourself and please don't return if you're going to do that. If you're going to stick around and I see you over there, I will quietly ban you and you won't even know you're banned until you try to come and chat the next time and then the messages don't go through, right? It's the go-to channel extension. There are a bunch of them actually now. You can actually do a search on Google Chrome. You can search go-to channel Chrome extensions on Google, and you'll be able to add these extensions. I saw there are some free plugins. I do use a paid one, and it works quite well for the most part, but I'm going to experiment with some others, and I'll let you folks know how they work out for me. So anyway, all right, folks. So I'm going to step away for a short break. And when I get back, that is, we're going to be discussing writing the line of morality. Is it worth it? And while I'm on break, folks, please get more questions in the chat. I will address the chat when I get back. Feel free to ask anything regarding what's happened tonight, what happened today. You can ask questions about the JB Gunner thing, because me discussing writing the line of morality, is it worth it? The best example is what happened on my earlier stream. I also do want to pay props to somebody that made a very nice comment earlier. I'm trying to scroll up to find that right now. Coach Eli is righteous. That's a great name. It is disheartening when people don't make small sacrifice to stand up against somebody like JB Gunner. I respect Eli for being an exception. Well, thank you, dude. We can talk more about that when I get back. So, folks, you can ask questions, but if your questions are not relevant to my topic, or if I know they're trolling questions, I'm just going to ignore them. So, just take them into consideration, and you know which questions are serious or not. So feel free to ask anything, but if I don't feel it's relevant for the show, then I'm just going to bypass it. All right, so let's cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Hold on a second here. Let me see. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Just need one more. All right. Music is all queued up, folks. I'm going to step away for a short break, so we'll be right. Whoops. Right. We're back. Mutt, are you still around to say your famous words? I know Queen is. What are those famous words? Mutt, I mean. Mutt, that's crazy world. I'm going crazy. Oh, man. That's a great question, GLM. Mike Perkins says, dance, coach. Dance, coach. You gotta dance, coach. All right. Yes. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you could all join me on this Tuesday evening or early morning if you're on the East Coast in the Central Time Zone. It is 1:36 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 10:36 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here in my neck of the woods. You're killing me, GLM. I mean, they're kind of trollish questions, but they're actually valid too. You know, they're kind of like trollish, they're valid trollish questions, GLM. Fair statement, right? We'll get to them in just a second here. Folks, tonight we have been discussing riding the line of morality, is it worth it? Well, we kind of discussed it a little bit. We're going to get more into that during the second part of the show. But during the first part of the show, we discussed YouTube removes dislikes, ? If you missed the first part of the show, I shared an interesting article from the Google help page for YouTube because, you know, Google owns YouTube. So a lot of the help stuff for YouTube is on Google, right? Same thing, same company, right? Google's the parent company of YouTube, and Alphabet Inc. owns the whole Google, suite of products, right, including YouTube as well. And if you missed it, YouTube is actually testing something new with the dislike feature to kind of combat dislike mobs. And, people that abuse the system, people that attack and harass and, abuse other creators. And it happens. It's happened to me. It still happens to me, but I can handle it. I'm not concerned about it, but I like where they're going with it. So check out the first part of the show when it goes to a replay if you missed it. Let's see. Another question. What was your first question? Why do people with jacked up teeth and even some people with no teeth talk about other people's teeth? It's bizarre to me. It's because they're insecure, GLM. They're insecure, and that's what it is. It's just a stab that they can take at them. It's trolling, is what it is. It's trolling. What else? Yet another question. What are your thoughts on grown men with an unhealthy attachment to their cats? Well, GLM, again, it's another insecurity. I think you know the answers to those questions. You just want me to entertain you, GLM. GLM, do you want me to give you a big round of applause? You want a big round of applause, GLM? Or how about this, GLM? Do you want the crowd searching for you? Woo! GLM, you are awesome! They're roaring for you, GLM! You are so amazing. And I mean that sincerely, GLM. I'm not just playing. I'm not amping it up for the audience, GLM. It's Wednesday on the East Coast. That's right. It's after midnight, Queen. You're right. You're right. Still Tuesday here because West Coast is the best coast for streaming because it's 3 hours earlier, right? So it's not as late, right? Folks, get those likes up, please. Please like this stream. I'd love a round of applause, says GLM. It's 1:37 a.m. Eastern. It's actually EDT now. It's daylight time, no longer standard time. It's daylight savings time. For me, I'm in the future. Yes, you are. You're in the future compared to me. I'm 3 hours behind. I guess I'm a little slow, right? Right? Somebody may even cut that. Who cares? I don't care. Not a big deal. GLM says, wouldn't you agree that the Jimmy Neutron hairstyle is so last week? Well, in my opinion, it's a bit out of style, but if somebody wants to wear that and they own it and they don't allow people to get to them, because people are going to criticize that. They're going to critique that. If you're cool with the criticism, you can rock it, then rock whatever you want to rock, old school or new school. But yeah, it's a little out of style in this modern world, but hey, it is what it is. This is not the John Travolta days of the grease in the hair, right? I'm amazing. Thank you for acknowledging that. Finally, says GLM. We're all amazing in our own special ways, GLM. You know that. You're trolling. Mike says, I believe only men, certain men, we're going to say that to appease the YouTube algorithm, still put gel in their hair in 2021. I say that with respect to all of these types of men. Well, I'm friends with all types of men, right? And I love everybody equally, right? And quite frankly, the truth of the matter is, you do you. Whatever makes you feel good about yourself, whether it's in the modern day style or not, whether it's in style in the modern day, which is what I'm trying to say, or not, that's up to you. But if you're going to rock something that's old school, be prepared for a little criticism and handle it maturely. And that's all, right? That's all. So before I get into writing the line of morality, it won't take me too long to discuss that. I want to mention something before that. Many people are probably wondering, now that I'm no longer helping Janet with her situation and we've gone, separate ways, am I going to be, still going after JB Gunner? Am I still going to try, to stop what he's doing? Do I still feel the same way as I did in my previous stream? I still feel exactly the same way, but I'm not going to put any energy or invest any resources into it because in order to, the only reason why I even did is because other people don't know how to play this YouTube game as well as I do, and they aren't as strong as I've become on this platform, right? Because quite honestly, no matter what JB does or anyone does, it's up to me whether I want to allow it to get to me or not, right? JB Gunner doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. Now, does he affect other people that don't understand what's going on, that don't know how to handle it, and could be easily run off this platform? Sure. And part of my job as a coach is I love helping these people, work through things even such as this, right? But if they decide to go a certain route, with other people, that's on them. There's no need for me to further invest any time or resources into, looking into this, right? Because I'm content within myself. Do I agree with what JB's doing? No. Do I feel the same way as I did on my previous stream? Absolutely. But it doesn't affect me one way or another. I'm the kind of guy that will go to bat for people when I know that, they're being mistreated, right? And so, that's the smart way to look at it. Now, if other people that used to work with me regarding this situation want to work with other people, sure, they can do that on their own time. But additionally, yeah, Queen has very strong intuition. Queen is a smart woman. I have mad respect for you, Queen. Same with you, Mutt. Mutt and Queen, they're both queens to me. They're two of the most loyal people I've ever come across on this platform. And while it's difficult for us to always make each other's streams, we do try our best to support each other as much as possible. And we're always very apologetic to each other and respectful to each other when we can't make it. Like I couldn't make her stream earlier today. Initially, I thought I could, but things changed. And I'm going to watch the replay, and I'm going to do my best to be there on the next one. But additionally, another announcement, another decision I've made is that I'm not going to be associating with anyone from the Lycan Legion, Lycan Theory side, or the JB Gunner side. So, there are some people on both of those sides that, I'm somewhat on good terms with or still on good terms with. And they may end up reaching out to me for whatever reason. I've just made a decision that I'm going to completely ignore and move forward from all these people. Again, this is the tough choice you have to make, folks, when you're dealing with a group of people that are the complete opposite of what you're trying to accomplish out here, right? And dealing with any of these people affects you from staying on track and moving your own message forward, as in my case here on my Grip on Life channel. So, again, it's a conflict of interest. And there are people that want to ride both sides of the fence. And in certain situations, in any situation, in my opinion, riding both sides of the fence never works. It's a conflict of interest. Okay. Well, thank you for the super chat, and I have deleted your message. And you can have a nice day. You see the dumb games that people play? You see the dumb games that people play? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Give me a second here, folks. So anyway, folks, give me just a second here. Give me a second here. Just a second, folks. My apologies. Thank you for your super chat, though. I'm sorry, folks. I just need to take care of something real quick. Some people just never give up. When you start to head on the right path of growing your channel and becoming a successful YouTuber and running a successful business, people try to do stupid things to try to make it more difficult for you. And there's always a great way to handle it, professionally and maturely, and handle things as they go along and don't let them get to you. That's okay. That is okay. Give me just a second here, folks. Hang on a second. Just a second. I apologize for the dead air here. I have to take care of this immediately. That's absolutely stupid. Some people are so immature and so insecure. Okay, we should be set now. All right, I'm almost set. I'm almost set. Hang on, I'm just double checking something. Okay, we're good. All right, that takes care of that. Mutt, have you tried Facebook? I don't know what you meant by that, Queen, but one of the mods deleted your message. You're not banned. But have you tried Facebook? Says Queen. GL, I'm so sorry about that. I have Tourette's. Arnie says, Eli, have you had the vaccine? Not yet. Not yet. It's not my turn yet. I'm waiting for my turn. I will get vaccinated as soon as I can. Muttonut's Crazy World says, yeah, Queen, but I want a certain one and can't find it there. So again, like I just said a second ago, folks, before we go on to discussing writing the line of morality, is it worth it? I'm not going to be responding to anyone and everyone that is associated in any way, shape, or form with the lichen theory side of things, any of the other channels they're associated with, and same thing with the JB Gunner group of people. And there are some people that, are good people that I really wish I could be friends with, because I think they're good people and they have a lot of great things to offer this world. But unfortunately, the people that these people, there's a handful of them I can think of off the top of my head. They choose to associate with people that are the complete opposite of who they are. And it makes me even wonder, why sometimes these really good people associate with these people. It's a conflict of interest, and it's just unfortunate, right? But that's just the way it goes. I've had many situations I've dealt with like this in real life, and sometimes I had to let go of a good, long-time 16-year friend, stemming back to my high school days in my early to mid-30s, because of a similar thing. Sometimes you got to let somebody go that's very close to you, that is going to affect your life in a negative way, whether it be directly or indirectly. So, it sucks, but that's just the way it is. Same thing. Like, I'm the kind of guy that, I'm not going to just settle for any woman I can get. I'm going to, I'd rather be single than just settle for somebody. I want to find someone that is going to be attracted to me in the same ways I'm attracted to her, and is going to have a high level of interest for me in the same ways that I would have a high level of interest for her. I'm not gonna answer certain questions, folks, that are semi-trolling or trolling. Okay, let's talk about writing the line of morality. Is it worth it? Earlier today, I did a stream. Pretty much, I did that stream because I wanted to support, Janet, who's no longer a part of this community by her choice. And, I went to bat for her and other people that I feel have been taking advantage of JB Gunner in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, I'm totally removing myself from this entire situation, and now anyone that is going to be dealing with repercussions, regarding JB Gunner, they're on their own. They can figure it out on their own. People had my support, but when they choose to go a different path, that's on them, right? But there's a big conflict of interest that also raised a situation of what's morally right, which is what I'm trying to say, right? And for one last time, I got to talk about you have Jamie Lycan Theory, who runs the Lycan Legion network of channels, Lycan Theory channel, etc. And you have JB Gunner that runs his channels, right? And they're both sponsored by Texas Caregiver Support Services, a company that is a caregiving company, basically doing business with seniors and promoting services for seniors, which is a highly regulated industry. This company, run by a gentleman named Brian, has decided to sponsor channels like JB Gunner and Jamie Lycan Theory years ago. The sponsorship has been questioned. I'm not going to sit here and question the sponsorship anymore, but it created something earlier. If you watched my last stream, that I really wanted to talk a little bit more into detail and get you folks to understand that sometimes, you're put in a situation where you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, in regards to, doing what's morally right or doing what's going to keep you afloat, right? You get what I'm saying? And so, if we go back to yesterday, Jamie had said some nice things about me. I played the JB Gunner situation very well. I was just being myself, man, and I learned the game, right? But just like with JB, flipping, Jamie flips all the time. Jamie does things that benefit him. If he can gain some traction off of, doing things and flip-flopping as well, he'll do it. And that's exactly, what he did earlier today. The reason why he did what he did today was because of an issue regarding morality, right? So what was that issue? Well, when a guy like JB Gunner is scamming people, and we have evidence of that, I still have that evidence, and I'm not going to do anything with it because I like I said, I've disassociated myself from the whole thing. I'm just using this for example purposes. When a guy is scamming people and doing fraudulent, illegal things within his organization and his YouTube platform, and his sponsor is sponsoring that, that to me does not look good for the sponsor's business. And any normal, reasonable sponsor, first of all, would not sponsor this type of content in the first place. But even if they decided to do it, any normal, reasonable sponsor would cut someone off that was doing illegal things and stealing money from people in the shady ways I explained on my previous stream, right? So I started talking about that again, and because Jamie Lycan Theory has the same sponsor, but the funny thing is, Jamie Lycan Theory and his group of people also are not fond of JB Gunner, right? So everything I said about JB Gunner is true. And they all agree with me on that and feel the same way as I do, even Jamie Lycan Theory, right? But because I questioned, rightfully so, why the sponsor of JB Gunner would continue sponsoring someone that is doing illegal and unethical things, right? Well, Jamie got upset because he has the same sponsor, right? Even though he knows everything I was saying about JB is right, and morally, the right thing to do is for the sponsor to pull away. Any other sponsor would pull away, right? So why did Jamie play his cards this way? Well, he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he still is. Because I bet you, no matter what he shows on the camera, it's eating him alive behind the scenes. he's riding the line of morality, right? He knows morally what he's doing is wrong, and morally the right thing to do would be for Texas Caregiver to remove his sponsorship from JD Gunner for doing fraudulent, illegal things, right? Okay. Jamie knows that, right? So what makes it hard for him? Well, you see, for me, I would never want to do business with anyone that is either A, stealing from people, or B, sponsoring people that are stealing from people, right? Do you folks understand what I'm saying here, right? Now, Jamie knows this is wrong, and he knows that I'm right about my entire assessment, including the sponsorship, right? But because, like I said before, 80+% of his income comes from the same sponsor that JD Gunner has, he has to ride the line of morality to the point of where he has to come into my chat and basically pretend like you went after my sponsor, so, the deal's off. Well, we never had a deal in the first place. You said there was no deal, but we kind of came to a resolution. Okay, let's call it as it is, right? There was never a deal in the first place, Jamie, at all, right? So again, he knows he's riding the line of morality, right? And so if he didn't play his cards the way he did, by standing up for a sponsor in that situation, which he knows I was right about everything, right? Then he would risk his sponsorship. And if he loses his sponsorship, again, like I said before, he loses his house, loses his car, loses his kitty probably too, like people have been saying, right? Do you folks understand that? And I was a little bit upset by it on my stream. I wasn't triggered. I was upset because I would never allow myself to be in a position like Jamie is, completely dependent on his sponsor for survival, where his sponsor, for any reason, whether it be this reason or any other reason, could pull away his sponsorship at any minute, right? I've told him time and time again, and I'll give you a nickel's worth of free advice, Jamie. If I was you, honestly, regardless of what you think of me, it doesn't matter, I don't care, I would seriously start looking for another source of income to replace your sponsor, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen, right? And because of that, that's probably part of the reason why he did what he did earlier tonight with Janet. Maybe he would have done it regardless. Quite frankly, I don't really care, because like I said earlier, it was Janet's decision to go on there. She made that decision. She made her choice. I'm just sharing with you folks this scenario of riding the line of morality, right? I know deep down inside, it's eating up Jamie alive that he has to play the game this way because he's completely dependent on his sponsor for survival, right? It's a really bad position to put yourself in. It is a position I would never put myself in. And Jamie, the position you're putting yourself in as a self-employed entrepreneur is the same position as working for somebody in the corporate world. In the corporate world, they control you. You got to do as they say, right? One of the great benefits of being an entrepreneur is no one controls you. You do your own thing. Now, any normal, typical sponsor out here on YouTube, right? They're not gonna encounter the same stipulation, right? Because the only obligation for somebody being sponsored is to, occasionally promote the sponsor based on the level of payment, based on the agreement, right? It might be once per week, it might be every video, etc. That's the only obligation. Besides that, there's no other obligation, right? But the unique situation of this sponsor and the type of sponsor he is, right? It just puts this guy between a rock and a hard place. And if he doesn't do something to, replace his income in another way that's going to be more sustainable long term, he's going to have a wake-up call at some point. And I think he knows that. Let me see here. Let me see. Yes, I have blocked the letters J and B. Of course I have. I've blocked a lot of stuff. I don't want you folks talking about it. Arnie says, in my personal opinion, the whole caregiver thing is bogus. It absolutely is. He has an affiliate store. He doesn't update the website, right? He's using it for tax purposes, dude. That's the truth of the matter. I'm trying to be respectful, but it's hard to be respectful when you know it's bogus. Well, GLM, like, why do you want to play in the chat? Like, honestly, I mean, GLM, listen, I'm not here to play games. I don't, like, what are you getting out of this? You asked me to unban you. You got banned probably earlier for doing the same stuff, right? This is a distraction to my actual message, right? So would you like to participate in the conversation? Or do you just want to be a little kid in the chat? Because I don't really want that here. I don't want that at all. It looks like Queen just got rid of you too. And then Queen unbanned you too. She banned you by mistake. Mike says, these people have no moral compass. It's totally broken, like a ship with no rudder. Because here's the thing. They think they have no other option, Mike. They're dependent on this wise night owl guy, Texas caregiver, to survive, right? You have guys like JB saying, like my sponsorship's a small amount. Okay. Well, if your sponsorship is only 1/5 of your income, then what does it matter to you? You're in a much better position than Jamie's in. The position Jamie's in is that 4/5 of his income comes from the sponsor, right? There's a difference there, right? Like, I can understand if someone's income from a sponsor is 1/5 of their income, but when someone's income is 4/5 or 80% of their income, if that's taken away in one shot and you lose 80% of your income, you're done, right? Why would you put yourself in that position? Coach Eli is righteous. I don't really like that name, but it's all good. I know you're here for the right reasons. Unfortunately, some people only look out for their own self-interest. If we were all this way, humanity would be doomed. Right, I agree. That's why, like these people, they're out. I'm shunning them out of my life. They're done. Every single one of them. Even people that I know are good people, I have to shut them out because they're a leak back in. And you know what? I tried to do the right thing. JD Gunner came to me on American Dreams panel about a week and a half or so ago, maybe almost 2 weeks ago. I tried to do the right thing. I always had in the back of my mind that it could flip. When I heard Janet's story and what happened to her, I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna support someone that's continuing to do these shady things. I thought JB might have possibly changed, but the moment I saw he didn't is the moment that I flipped it around before he was going to flip it on me. I'm not going to read certain messages. Okay. Talk Soup says the caregivers should drop the gun guy. I agree. How can you sit there and support someone that's stealing from people and sending them fake checks to try to cash, right? To try to siphon money from them. That's check fraud, right? This guy's creating fraud and his sponsor is okay with that, right? I mean, Brian, look, dude, do what you got to do, bro. But seriously, man, you're okay sponsoring somebody that's defrauding people? You want the evidence, Brian? See, Brian doesn't care. Brian only cares about one thing. These are tax write-offs for him that he needs. If he didn't sponsor these people at the level he's sponsoring them, he'd be paying the same amount of money in taxes anyway. So why not sponsor people, right? Right? And get some tax breaks, right? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about exactly. Motique, biting the hand that feeds you can leave you hungry. Like you said, Eli, rocking a hard place. Right. Right. This is what you call writing the line of morality. And that's exactly where Jamie is at. Jamie is writing the line of morality because he put himself in that position. Jamie had many other opportunities to go a different path and make more money outside of his sponsor, right? So that's the rock and the hard place he's in. And you know what? One day he's going to find out the hard way, right? And if his sponsor sponsors him forever and he's fortunate, sure. But honestly, guys, if you're in this situation, how secure would you feel about your future income, right? Or your retirement with the way it is right now, right? Having a mortgage, a car payment on a brand new expensive car, right? Insurance on that car, insurance on the house, right? You have utilities, you have food, you have maintenance on the car, there's just, gas, sewer, garbage, water, right? All this stuff adds up. How secure would you feel in that situation? I wouldn't be. I would never put myself in that situation, right? But I get you, Mo. Coach Eli is righteous. With all due respect, Coach, I don't think that the L guy shares the same moral compass with you. I don't think he does. If he did, you see, here's the thing. I think he's void of that same consciousness. Well, he has no choice right now, dude. Now, here's the thing. We can assume that, and I would probably more so agree with you than disagree with you, but we don't know for a fact. Maybe it may be eating him up behind the scenes, but what he's showing on the front line is what he has to show. He has to show up a certain way to make the sponsorship, right? But maybe behind the scenes, he's like, Eli's right. And it's not about even being right. It's not even about me being right. It's about him knowing, whether I say it or not, that he's in that situation. And any man in a situation like that is not going to feel secure about their financial future, bro. That's the truth of the matter, right? Coach, do you use an air fryer? No, I don't. You recommend that, Asistoli? Talk soup. The gun guy is biting the hand that feeds him. Well, you know what the funny thing is, Talk Soup? His sponsor is not gonna remove his sponsorship. You see, this is the thing about this sponsor. JB Gunner could murder somebody and he'll still sponsor him, right? And that's where you're writing the line of morality, right? Right? And that's why these guys are able to do what they do, because they have a guy that will pay them and continue paying them no matter how much they ride the line of morality, right? It's almost like this guy is enabling these people to do this stuff and he's getting off on it, right? It's just asinine to me. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. You've got these two creators that are just all over the place, right? They're drama shit show lords, right? And they're able to do this primarily because of this one guy coming in with a fake caregiving company, continuing to sponsor them no matter what they do, good, bad, or indifferent, right? But do I think Jamie's moral compass has been affected at least a little bit? Yeah. You're probably more so right. Coach Eli is righteous. That's a great name. That's funny. I should mod that, but I won't. I don't know who you are. Well, you probably know me. I probably know you, but you're here on the sock. That's all good, right? He's probably somewhat conscious and is feeling it, but he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice. He put himself in this position. He wanted to get his own place so badly and a new car so badly because people were coming at him, criticizing him. They didn't have those things, right? He let people get to him on that stigma. Okay? I mean, if that dude was happy, living at home a little bit longer, saving a little more money, and maybe getting a better, more sustainable gig, right? Than just the sponsorship and Texas Caregiver, that's no problem, right? But he let these people get to him, right? He felt like, okay, I've got to get a place, I've got to get a house. Yeah, he probably wanted that too, but he pushed it forward much more quickly than he should have, in my opinion, because of how people were coming at him. He let people get to him, man. And that's not cool. You don't let people get to you. If you needed to stay at home another year or two, James, to save a little more money, who cares what people think about you, dude? But you let these people get to you, dude. And now you put yourself in a situation where you're riding the line and you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's the truth. That's the truth, right? Mike, this is not a cooking show. Arnie says, well, I guess he's got a mortgage, car repayments, but some people will sell what little integrity they have left for sponsorship, especially with someone with no qualifications in the workforce. I don't know if I'd go as far and say Jamie has no qualifications. He could probably get a job, but he just doesn't want to work in the corporate world. He wants to be his own boss, which is not a problem. And he could have made something out of himself in a positive way and made more money, by now, but he got offered this sponsorship and some other gigs from this guy that's sponsoring him that basically took him down a different path. It enabled him to go down this path. And I think he's beginning to realize that now. But that's on him, right? That gun guy is on food stamps. That's embarrassing. No, he's not on food stamps. Unless he's not showing income, he's hiding income and is still using food stamps as a bonus. That would be sad. It's another thing, another way of defrauding the system, defrauding the federal government, right? And it's funny, if he's using food stamps and criticizes other people for using food stamps, then he's a hypocrite, right? Everything about that guy is phony. No doubt about it. Let me see here. Queen's instinct on GLM is right. She won't last long because she doesn't take these things serious. I know. And I agree. No, GLM's comments are not for this channel. They're not. She's not here for the right reason. We'll let her play tonight, and then we'll see how it goes down the road. But GLM, seriously, in the future, if you're going to come participate here, come here for the topic. If not, just don't troll. We don't want to have to remove you. Why don't you just participate and ask questions and just enjoy the show, right? I mean, you're giving me watch time. I don't need it. I've been monetized for almost a year and a half. I'm getting plenty of watch time. I have over 4,000 watch hours this month alone. Plenty of watch time. It's not even about that. Talk Suit is probably Aussie. Oh, what, Aussie Outlaw? The former friend of GLM. Mike, I'm American. Sorry, but you're wrong. Okay. Maybe he's American Dream. I like your morals, Queen. You always fight. Somebody gave another super chat. Did I miss one? Let me see. Why does it say no new super chats or members yet? Give me a second here. That's weird. Why won't it show me? Yeah, there is something wrong with my channel. Who gave... Hang on. I know where I can find out. They typically are shown in the live control room, but lately they haven't been showing there. I think YouTube may be doing some updates. Let me see who super chatted the other super chat. I missed it. Oh, yeah. I remember now. I already got it. And I took care of the situation that happened earlier, so it won't happen again. Okay, give me a second here. All right. I like your morals, Queen. You always fight for what you believe, says Toxic. I agree with that. Arnie says, I really can't refer to it as sponsorship. It's more of a handout. They really don't have content. They offer nothing. And Brian makes nothing out of it, right? That's the whole thing, right? What kind of return has Brian seen on these sponsorships? Nothing, right? Because he has nothing to sell. He's an affiliate store, right? Even if he sold 100 products, which he probably even hasn't done that, he would literally make like what, 50 or 100 bucks? Like this is all a tax thing. This is a tax thing and entertaining thing for the sponsor. It is a handout, which further enables these people to do bad things. It further enables their piss poor behavior out here. And this guy likes that cringy stuff. So, it is what it is. That's the truth. Cameron, if his sponsor bails, Jamie will pack up and move back to Florida. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's going to have a foreclosure and a repo, right? And he'll go bankrupt. He'll have bad credit for 10 years. He knows it. He knows what he's up against. Look, he's on the front lines. He's going to act all cool and keep moving forward, right? But behind the scenes, I can guarantee you this guy is worried about his future. He's in over his head, and he knows it. Any man is going to want to have a backup stash of cash, right? Figuratively speaking, right? Any man is going to want to have a certain amount of savings, investments, 401k, retirement, all that stuff, right? And any man that feels their money situation could be threatened, like what I thought about when I went from selling my insurance business to going full-time YouTube, I kind of freaked out for a little bit because I was looking ahead and I said, I need to make a certain amount to replace my income by this point. And then my buddy Troy Brewer, who I've been working for, on many projects for a while. I've done so much free work for him, and he saw the value in me sponsoring him. He started sponsoring me at a pretty good level, and that made a world of difference, right? So and we've been friends for 10 years, and I've helped him make a lot of money, right? So that's this type of sponsorship. This is a real sponsorship, right? And it's a sponsorship that there's no fear of it being removed. And I've even told Troy at any point, let me know. Give me a month in advance before you pull it. Please, at least give me that. And that way, I can figure out other things. But because of the sponsorship so far, I've been able to, shift things around. And it's all good. I figured it out, right? And I put myself in a position unlike Jamie's position. Jamie probably has a limited amount of savings, and he probably can't even save a lot of money or much money each month, if any at all. He may be dipping into savings each month, right? He's in a position that wouldn't give any man a good feeling, and it's going to affect you when you're in that position, guys. You know that. You know what I'm talking about. Arnie says he really doesn't know the meaning of hard, both physically and mentally. That's funny, bro. Mike says Coach Jamie has an out. He can move back to mommy's at a moment's. We all know that, bro. And keep the Mustang and kitty cat. Maybe rent the condo or just short sell? Yeah, but let me tell you something, Mike. If you do a short sell, it won't affect your credit as much as a foreclosure, but it will affect your credit. It will affect your credit. And the last thing he wants to do more than anything is move back to his mother's place because he'll never hear the end of it, which it shouldn't matter. Why let people get to you anyway? If you have to do that, just ignore these people or don't tell them, right? Why do you have to tell people everything, right? Why'd you ever tell people your living situation in the first place, James? Like, dude, you come out and you run your YouTube channel and then you go live your life. But he's made YouTube his life. That's even more pathetic. Coach Eli is righteous. Jamie is about to lose control of his entire life, not to mention just his income source. Soon he will be controlled completely. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that, but hey, it is what it is. He can live his life the way he wants to live it. He can live his life the way he wants to live it, man. And whatever happens, happens. Hey, I hope his sponsor keeps on taking care of him. I don't want to see the guy, homeless. But again, you just never know what happens, right? Mudnut's Crazy World says, as my grandma said, you should never put all your eggs in the same basket. Right. Very true, Mud says, Mo, you're right. Get your questions in, folks. I'm going to go off the air in just a few when I get through the chat. Arnie says he's really put his eggs in one basket, including his head. Yeah, I agree. Mudnut's Crazy World says, oh my God, love my air fryer since I got it not deep fried anything in 2 months, plus mine also is not. I'm just reading it the way she wrote it. Only an air fryer. It also bakes, dehydrates, toasts, and broils. Okay, cool. At Talk Soup says, it's a lot more healthier at Mudnuts. I love mine. Motig, Eli 33 in the box. Nice thumbs up, people. Well, thank you for that. I'm not even looking, guys. I'm just, guys and gals, I'm just having a good time speaking with real people here. It's really nice. Thank you. Thank you for your support, folks. I appreciate that. Thank you. GLM, if you guys want to learn about Jesus, hit me up after the show. I have pamphlets. GLM, I enjoy your streams. Well, for whatever it's worth, GLM, I appreciate it. It's all good. Talk Soup. I don't need to read that. Mo Teague, Eli has a good heart. Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Cameron says Aussie is a weirdo. Okay, that's your opinion. I agree, Cameron, says GLM. That's your opinion too, GLM. No, Eli, it's a fact. It's a fact. There's a difference between facts and opinions, right? Talk Soup, if you enjoy his streams, don't troll. It's all right, man. A little light trolling is not a big deal. They're real people. But you're right. You're right, Talk Soup. They are trolling. Moti, I gave 5 and another guy that queen blocked. Okay, I'm not sure what you meant by that, Mo. If you want to clear that up. Aussie Outlaw is rude to women. Yeah, I've seen him on panels. He's a pretty angry and bitter guy, but that's okay. That's how he wants to live his life. It's on him. Not my problem, right? Aussie Outlaw catfished me. I'm calling that show on NTV. He's about to get caught up. Why? You thought he was hotter and sexier? Did he send you like older pictures of him? GLM? And you weren't physically attracted to him? Mo says, I'll take his car. Yeah, okay. GLM can't have over $1,200 in your account to receive food stamps. James doesn't have much. I don't think he's on food stamps. He makes more than the qualification for food stamps. Mike says, Coach, the best advice I ever got from you was Epsom salt baths. What a game changer. Yeah, dude, it is. 810, it is. It is. And dude, I get my Epsom salt bath salt from a company called SF Bath Salt Company. They kind of branched off in two different departments. It's now called EPSOAK, EPSOAK.com. I believe they're here out of the Bay Area where I live, San Francisco Bay Area, but they ship worldwide. And they have premium, real premium bath salt, and it's even like cheaper than getting that Dr. Teal stuff in the store, right? I think I've talked about this before, but I'll share it again. I think you may have heard it. I get it used to be a 20-pound bag, but they shrunk it down to 19 pounds. Whoop-de-doo. I get a 19-pound bag of premium Epsom salt. It's muscle soap with peppermint and eucalyptus, right? It's about $40. So it's about, like $2 a pound or something like that, right? Pretty cheap, right? But really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. And in the store, some Epsom salt can go as much as $3 to $4 a pound. Now you can find some good deals like at Target or Walmart or something like that. But that's like the Dr. Teal stuff. And Dr. Teal's is okay. It's not the worst. There are other, generic brands and stuff like that really aren't that great. But if you want the real stuff, dude, go to epsoak.com, EPSOAK.com. Dude, it's when you open up that bag, you will smell it like across the room. It's that strong. It is the real deal, dude. Just stop acknowledging the guy. Just stop acknowledging the stuff talk suit. Stop acknowledging it, all right? You're just banning him. The Canadian guy. Okay, I got it. I heard Jamie's cat had kittens and Jamie's ate the kittens. True story. I never heard anything about that. Coach, how often do you wear your team spider ski polo? Well, I wear it every so often on a stream. Maybe once every 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I mean, I have a lot of different clothes. I get good deals, so I've got a lot of new clothing. I switch it up. But yeah, I should have bought another one from Costco. It was a really, really good deal. When I go hiking, I wear that now. It doesn't overheat you, but it also keeps you warm at the right level. It's a really, really good quality polo. It's a really good quality polo. You're right. Yeah, I love that spider polo. Feels good too, man. There's like insulation on the inside. It just feels real good. Yeah. I use the lavender. Lavender is good. Lavender is the calming element or the calming mineral or essential oil. I use lavender essential oils in a diffuser sometimes before I go to sleep. It helps relax you. Lavender is also good for bath salt, like you said. Dr. Teal's does make lavender, and they make many various types of Epsom salt. Dr. Teal's is not bad. If you're gonna buy Epsom salt in a store, Dr. Teal's is popular. You're gonna find it easy, and it's one of the better in-store brands you can buy. But I would go online and get from an actual premium bath salt company like SF Bath Salt Company. And then you want to go to epsoak.com, which is a subsidiary of SF Bath Salt Company. Just some advice. Stay out of Vallejo. I drove through last week, and it was like the purge going down. What do you mean by that? A lot of shootings or stuff? Vallejo's been kind of cleaned up. B-Town's been cleaned up. There's a nice part of B-Town right by the water, GLM. Queen, yeah, we took care of that. Thank you, Queen. You're right, Coach. I want to acknowledge it. Coach, can you do a men's fashion video? I don't know, maybe sometime down the road. I'm not a fashion expert for other people. I just have my own style that I like. I can make recommendations, but I don't know if I'd ever do a whole show on it. But we'll see. I'll keep that in mind. He really did eat the kittens. They were albino, and he said he had to eat them under the full. That's just ridiculous. Leo's basically Detroit now. Okay. Mike says sex and whiskey usually helps me sleep. Works way better than lavender. GLM says Rex. All right, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you so much for being here tonight, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Tomorrow, it is back to business as usual. We're going to start doing some great topic shows, get some panels going. Again, folks, I want to make it very clear that regardless of what happens from here on out regarding the Lycan Theory group of people and the JV Gunner group of people, I will briefly acknowledge if somebody decides to participate here and then participate there. That's on them, right? If they choose to go that route, then they're no longer welcome here. And we're just going to move on. People that can't tell the difference between drama channels and real channels are drama people anyway, so they're probably better suited over there anyway, right? Like people that are going to go over there with a group of people like that are probably better suited for them anyway. So it's no sweat off my back. But again, starting tomorrow, like I said, I'm not going to be addressing anything regarding these people. I don't care what happens to them. If you folks were here to talk about them and my regular content is of no interest to you and we go down to 10 or 5 in the box, then so be it. We'll just build with the right people. But thank you, Mo, for being here. Thank you, Rex. Thank you, Mutt. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Lewis, for being here earlier. Thank you to everyone else. Too many people to mention. With that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.